Do you know what happened to your sister?
Is it possible for me to have a black detective in here as well?
A black detective?
Yes.
Your sister's dead. Okay, and you're going to be charged with murder for that.
Investigators soon uncover a bizarre and unsettling truth about Cherie that hints at a troubled mind.
Africa deserves solar power, sewer system.
Is Cherie pretending to be mentally unstable to avoid responsibility, or is something far more sinister hiding beneath the surface? On April 11th, 2023, a chilling 911 call brought officers to the Howard sisters' home in the quiet Bartlett Park neighborhood of St. Petersburg, Florida. Inside, they found 54-year-old Sherry Lynn Howard, an admired realtor and civic leader, lying lifeless just steps from the front door. There were no signs of forced entry, no evidence of an intruder, and standing nearby was her younger sister, Cherie, calm and composed, showing no visible signs of remorse. Officers wasted no time bringing her in, but what unfolded next revealed something far more disturbing than a sudden act of violence.
My name's Alex. I'm a detective with St. Pete.
I'm Mallory. I brought you the water. You remember me? Okay. I like your pink nails. You just get them done? They look good for Easter.
So I want to talk to you about what happened, like why we're here to begin with. Before we do that, I do have to run through this form to ask you a bunch of questions. That way you and I understand each other, and that way we're on the same page, okay? Can you spell your first name for me?
C-H-A-R-E-E.
Are you saying R-E-E?
Yes.
And then your last name?
Howard. H-O-W-A-R-D.
Okay. And what's your birthday?
12/23/1983.
And how old are you?
39.
39? And where do you live?
675 Newton Avenue South.
Okay. What's today? The 11th?
Mm-hmm.
No, I haven't slept in days.
5:26. You've been sleeping.
I get all these pains. I'm experiencing them now. These headaches, and I feel like my body is on fire. I've been going through this for like 2 years, off and on.
Just burning and all. Is it starting in your head, or where's it starting at?
Right now, it's just in my arms.
Okay. What happens when you feel that? Do you black out, or do you remember, or do you...
It's hard for me to remember a lot of stuff when I haven't slept.
Yeah.
In days, I don't even know how many days it's been.
Okay. So you've been feeling this for days?
Yes.
Okay. So like over Easter and stuff, you were feeling it?
Yes.
All right.
Right from the start of the interrogation, something feels off. Cherie's voice carries an unsettling tone, which is calm yet oddly suspicious, as if she's trying to hide something. And the moment she mentions her mental health becomes a major point of interest given her demeanor. Detectives sense a lead and decide to dig deeper. And what they uncover isn't just concerning, it's deeply alarming.
Okay.
Well, let me ask you this. Are you under the influence of any prescription drugs?
I've taken temazepam and another sleep aid to try to help me sleep.
When was the last time you took that?
What time is it?
It's about 5:30 p.m.
I can't remember.
Okay. Spell the name of that. The drug you're taking.
Temazepam. Leave it. T-E-M-A. Diazepam.
And what does that do for you?
It's supposed to help with the insomnia.
Okay. How long have you been having to take this for?
Went to the hospital.
Sorry.
I've been to the hospital a couple times in and out for this.
Are they saying what they think is the problem or no? Have they diagnosed you or?
They said something about insomnia. They said something about schizophrenia.
Okay.
I can't remember what else.
Okay.
Any other drugs they give you?
I can't
Okay. What about any alcohol usage? Have you drank anything?
Sherry, you remember drinking any alcohol?
Yeah, I took some wine and Fireball whiskey.
Wine and Fireball whiskey?
Yeah.
Okay.
When was this?
Again, I don't know. I've lost track of time. I don't even know what day of the week it is.
Okay.
It's Tuesday. So Easter was on Sunday and it's Tuesday. So from what you're saying, you would have been awake from Sunday to today, from what I'm hearing from you.
I was awake before Easter, so
Okay.
again, I
So
don't,
4 days then.
It's been 4 days.
Easter was 3 days ago.
Yeah.
Okay, so but it was before Easter. I don't know.
Okay.
That's what I keep saying.
Okay.
Lord, help me.
You don't feel like you're under the influence of alcohol right now though?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
At this point, detectives lock in on their first clear motive. Without hesitation, Cherie admits she's been struggling with alcoholism. But is it just a momentary lapse, or is there something deeper hiding behind her words? And without wasting any time, detectives lay out their major evidence to know what truly happened in their house that day. And only one person in this room knows what actually went wrong.
What about any illegal drugs? Okay. And then, education. What was the last grade you completed?
I'm a doctor of osteopathic medicine.
Where'd you go to school?
Nova Southeastern University.
Okay.
Well,
What's your DO in? What's your doctorate in?
But like you said, I'm doctor of osteopathic medicine.
Okay. So do you have a practice or anything like that?
Care Palace.
What is it?
Care Palace.
Care Palace?
Care Palace.
Where is that?
I'm still trying to find a location.
Okay.
that's the name of your business though?
It's trademark is on the go deal.
Okay.
On the go DO?
That's a trademark.
That's cool.
Can you read?
Yes.
They're stupid questions, I know.
Can you write?
Yes.
And can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I understand that. Knowing that you went to medical school and everything like that, I'm required to ask you these questions. I know they're silly. What I'm going to read you are your Miranda warnings, okay? You have the right to remain silent. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have him or her present with you while you're being questioned. Do you understand?
Yes.
If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. You can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. Do you understand each of these rights as I've explained them to you? Is that a yes or no? Is that verbal, please?
Yes.
Okay. And then having these rights in mind, do you wish to talk to us now? No? Okay.
Sherry, I know when you, from what I know, you called police today and made some statements about, I believe you said something like, I killed my sister, and I know you told the call taker that you choked her. Do you want to talk about that with us and kind of explain to us what happened with that whole situation? Because we want to hear, what you have to say, and all we have to kind of go on is what we're seeing out at the crime scene at the house. And I understand you probably have a lot to tell us with everything. You said you've been struggling for 2 years, and we just want to hear kind of more about your story and what happened today. Are you interested in talking to us at all about what happened?
And that's it. With the pressure closing in, Cherie pulls out what feels like her final card. A twist so unexpected, it turns the entire case upside down.
I'm sure you're scared with everything that's going on. I'm sure it's been a pretty scary 2 years for you. And we're here and we're willing to listen to anything you want to tell us, okay? I'm sure it has not been easy for you, and I know you're tired. You want to tell us about what you've been through lately?
Hell.
I'm sure. Sweetie. Tell me about it. I want to hear what you have to say, okay?
I don't feel safe.
Okay. Tell me why you don't feel safe. Because you're safe here with me right now, okay? Tell me your story. I want to hear about you and what's been going on, okay?
We're being detained.
Right now, yeah. But this is a part of us figuring out what happened, And unfortunately, we have to have you to tell us what happened.
to escape.
Okay. Tried to escape from where?
In cases like this, it's not uncommon for suspects to use mental illness as a way to deflect responsibility. But in Cherie's case, detectives already have something in hand, something that quietly reveals how she may have ended up here. That's when detectives decided to ramp up the pressure once again, this time by bringing up her sister. The shift in her reaction would speak volumes.
You had said earlier that you went to the hospital recently, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what's going on with that?
Schizophrenia, psychosis, and insomnia.
Are you on medication for the schizophrenia, or I know you said there was some stuff for insomnia you're taking.
I was supposed to, but I didn't take it.
Okay. Have you been taking it, or you just have never taken it?
I didn't take it.
Okay. Do you disagree with what was prescribed, or do you, with the diagnosis, or what's your opinion on that?
No, I'm not schizophrenic.
Okay. Hey, listen, you're the only doctor sitting in this room, so you're gonna know more than any of us. That's for sure. What's been going on with your sister? Do y'all get along, or what's been going on there? That's your older sister, right? Okay. Do y'all live together at the house out on Newton? Okay. How long have y'all been together your whole life, living together, or is that recent change? Okay. Do y'all get along normally, or what's the relationship like with your sister?
At this point, detectives refuse to let things cool down. The moment they notice a shift in Cherie's body language at the mention of her sister's name, they zero in, pressing that nerve again and again. By adding pressure to a single topic of discussion, oftentimes suspects' natural urge to do anything to get it to stop, and more often than not, that comes in the form of revealing the truth. And when the moment feels right, they lay out their major evidence, hoping to break through the cracks.
What's your sister's name? What is it? Lynn? Is she a doctor as well? What does she do?
When you said you were trying to escape, were you saying you're trying to escape the house today, or what were you referring to?
Trying to go where love is, and I do not feel love here.
Okay. Well,
Well, there's a bounty on my head.
Why'd you say that?
Cherie, here's the thing. At the end of the day, you called the police. You told them I killed my sister. Of course, we find your sister there. It makes logical sense. You're an incredibly intelligent woman that we would sit here and want to hear what happened. I'm sure you can understand that. I'm sure you don't feel an immense amount of love here because this is a situation that we're sitting here in, and I totally get that. But either way, we gotta try to get through this together. I'm here. I'm ready to listen to you. So is Detective Interrogation here. We're here. We want to hear from you and what happened. Okay? Can you tell us what happened?
What I can tell y'all is I went out through the city and I was followed by undercovers. They followed me all the way up to a parking garage. And there are these little signals that y'all give. Little clues, like we're playing human chess or something.
Okay.
And one of your detectives threatened me.
What'd he say?
When I got to get ready from him, he said, "This is it." I mean it. So I don't feel safe.
Okay. But you felt safe saying I killed my sister on a recorded line to comm center?
Feel safe at home either. I don't
Okay.
feel safe in this city.
Why didn't you feel safe at home? Tell me about that.
We're gonna step out for a second. You're back.
Cherie speaks of human chess and dictators, and her strange deflections can't be brushed aside. Detectives begin to wonder if something is seriously wrong with her mental state, and even that doesn't explain what she's already confessed, because right from the beginning, it's Cherie who makes the 911 call and calmly admits she has strangled her sister.
Newton Avenue. Caller stating that she just killed her sister, saying she was attacked by her sister, and that she choked her, is not moving.
If we're on the phone with her, tell her to come out to the street with her hands empty and up.
Yet, despite all the strange behavior, one thing is still missing: the motive. So detectives go back in one more time, hoping she'll finally come clean. But now, her demeanor shifts in a way no one expected. Almost colder, almost scarier, as if the truth doesn't weigh on her at all.
Hey. So, do you know what happened to your sister?
Is it possible for me to have a black detective in here as well?
A black detective?
Yes.
Okay. We can work on that for you. But I just want to let you know what's going on. So, do you know what happened to your sister? Okay, so basically, your sister's dead. Okay? And you're going to be charged with murder for that. So in lieu of that, so we're going to be having forensic services come in, photograph your injuries and stuff like that. Okay? So just bear with us.
By now, it was clear that Cherie was the one responsible for her sister's tragic death, and yet those who knew them couldn't believe it. Relatives said the sisters shared an unusually close bond. Sherry, who was 19 years older, had always looked out for Cherie like a second mother. But with the interrogation offering little more than evasions and contradictions, it was time to take the next step. The case was heading to the courtroom, where the truth would finally face the law. On June 3, 2024, after hours of tense deliberation, the jury finally reached a verdict, and it left the entire courtroom in stunned silence. Cherie Nicole Howard was found not guilty, not because she didn't do it, but because of insanity. The charge of second-degree murder was dropped. Instead of prison, the judge ordered her to be placed under involuntary commitment in a secure psychiatric facility run by the state of Florida. For many, it was a complicated moment.
I was trying to shoot too quick because I wanted to get it done. Didn't really want to shoot it, didn't really want to do it, and I did it.
This is 22-year-old John Villarreal, calmly recounting the brutal double homicide of James Dobson and Mary Fowler, which he committed in the early hours of Christmas Eve 2014. But it wasn't just the crime that unsettled investigators. It was the twisted pride he took in his words that hinted at something far darker.
When you get what's called a fight or flight reflex, the blood flow to your frontal lobe of your brain cuts off. It takes out your ability to make rational decisions about consequences in the future.
But when John breaks his silence, his voice is void of feeling, and that's what disturbs detectives the most.
I'm glad I didn't do it, because then I'd have 3 more bodies on me. 2's too many.
As the interrogation deepens, it becomes clear that this isn't just any other killer. His fractured psyche is hiding something far more sinister.
What I'm going to tell you is going to make your jaw drop, probably.
On the morning of December 24th, 2014, a deadly encounter unfolded along a stretch of I-85 near the Georgia state line involving John Asher Farrell Villarreal, a 22-year-old from Greenville County, South Carolina, who described his actions as a rescue mission. When James Dobson and Mary Fowler offered him a ride, they had no idea they were picking up a man who called himself Jack the Killer. Moments after asking them to pull over, John drew a gun. Mary was killed instantly. James was left for dead, tracked down within days, and as he sat across from detectives and unraveled a story so dark, it blurred the line between truth and madness.
Well, John, or Jack, I'm sorry. We gotta go through this advisory.
Yes, yes we do.
Because we had a break in all this, and
Yep.
we'll make sure that everything's good.
Well, we might as well start over. Because what I'm going to tell you is going to make your jaw drop, probably.
This wasn't the first time detectives had John in the interrogation room. During the initial questioning, he was in complete denial, offering nothing. So they put him in a holding cell, giving him time to sit with the weight of his actions. A few hours later, John asked to speak again voluntarily. And when he did, what he confessed wasn't just disturbing, it shook even the most seasoned detectives to their core.
All right, are we in audio records?
Yes, sir.
Good. I want a copy of it sent to my family, too. I'm not here for a question and answer session. I'm here to tell you what happened.
Okay. Wow.
And before I start, I want to tell you, there is no human being or group of human beings on the face of this planet that could ever instill fear in me. I've had a loaded gun put to my head. I've had my own gun put to my head by someone before, and it didn't put fear in me. But there is one person who I'm afraid of, and that's God. I can't stand before him in Judgment Day to deny something I did. And I don't give a damn about a lawyer, because no lawyer can make it right before God. Let's go back. Let's go back to the night before Christmas Eve. I get a message from Karina telling me that her stepdad has been beating her, etc. And so immediately I jumped and I said, I asked her, I said, if I could steal a car and come down there right now and get you out of there and get you somewhere safe, I said, would you do it? And she said yes. I can't hold her accountable for that. She's still a minor. So I packed my gear, and I put on a rain suit, got on my bike, went over to a little abandoned house that I use as a safe house.
What kind of gear?
Dry clothes, guns, and I won't lie either. Every single one of those suppressors I built by hand. No lathe. I simply know how they work, therefore I built them. Mm-hmm. It's like a muffler on a moped. Same difference. And I will tell you that it makes full power ammo out of the pistol sound like a staple gun. Okay, no one's going to hear it. And I know that that's a federal crime, 10 years in prison, etc. I understand that. Now, oh good, he can hear this too.
According to John, he was on a mission to rescue a 17-year-old girl he had recently met online, a justification he used to explain why he stopped James and Mary's car. This gave detectives their first glimpse into his possible motive. But what truly unsettled them wasn't just the story, it was John's demeanor. Calm, composed, and eerily detached, he spoke with a sense of control that detectives recognized all too well. It was the mark of a narcissistic personality, someone who sees themselves as the hero, even in a horrific crime. And with that same chilling calmness, John wasted no time diving into the gruesome details of what happened that night.
Anyway, so you packed your gear, you get
Packed up, went over there. First thing I did, I didn't want to hurt anybody originally. I'm not that kind of guy.
I can see that.
And the first thing I did, I tried to find a car to hotwire. Because to be honest with you, I didn't want to have to hurt anyone, and frankly, I would have rather bring it back when I was done. And unfortunately, my mechanical genius isn't quite to that level. So the next thing I figured was, well, I could hitchhike and then try to commandeer the car. You know, hold him at gunpoint, tell him get out. Still didn't want to hurt him. They were rolling along down Fletcher Street, in fact, when I came across him. Had my pack on my back, my rain suit still on, cap on my head. And I asked him if they could take me to I-85. He said, not a chance. Then he changed his mind and said, do you have some gas money? I said, you know, how much do you want? $5. I said, okay, $5.
Who was in the car?
The man and the woman.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know their names, don't really care, but I hope he survives, to be honest with you. I hope that since that day. Let me continue though. And I got in that car, and we started going, and they were as nice as anything. And then the man offered to take me to the Georgia line. Said he had the time to do it. Said he'd do it for $25 in gas money. Reasonable enough. As we were driving down the road, I got to a point where I was ready to try to commandeer the car. And you know what? I told him I had to take a leak. Asked him to pull over. Classic move. I never suspected it. You know what? In the moment, I presumed the man was armed. As a result, I didn't try to commandeer the car, but I assumed, okay? I didn't even give him a chance to show a gun. I put 1 round right in the woman's head. Then I put 3 rounds right in his neck because I was trying to hit the head, but I was trying to shoot too quick because I wanted to get it done. Mm-hmm. Didn't really want to shoot him, didn't really want to do it, and I did it.
John's attempt to paint himself as the victim, claiming he thought James was armed, is a classic example of projective defense. Suspects like him often shift blame to justify their actions, framing violent choices as self-protection. This blend of delusion, justification, and misplaced empathy reveals a deeper psychological pattern, a need to control the narrative while avoiding full accountability. But as detectives saw through his facade, they realized they were only scratching the surface.
You're sitting here directly in front of me, head rests in between. The first thing you do is tell yourself, don't think about it, don't feel. Because you can't do it if you think, because you know it's wrong. And you take aim, perfect aim, boom. 1 in the head with her. She slumps over. Before the man can react, I screwed over quick. Boom. I missed. I hit his neck. And the problem was, I twitched basically. I got rushed. So I hit twice more in the neck instead of once in the head, which is what I was trying to do once I had hit him. And I want that man's family and the woman's family to know I'm sorry for what I did and that I can never fix that or repay it.
Well,
anyway, let me continue, please.
Okay,
So then I went over to the Love's station down the road on I-85, cleaned up the car a bit, because it was messy. Cut the seatbelts out because I couldn't get the blood off them. That's why the seatbelt clips were stuck into the things. I put that so it wouldn't beep while I was driving. Bought some gas, a couple of road maps, continued on my way. I raced all the way down to Fitzgerald, Georgia, going about 80 to 90 miles an hour the whole way. And whenever I took a back road, just flicked down to running lights so I could use the markers on the road instead of being seen. I've never done that before. And as I was driving, I can't tell you how bad I felt for having shot someone who, frankly, not only did me no wrong, but actually did me a favor. I got down there. I pulled in to Karina's place at noon, right on the minute, because I purposely timed it with the clock on my GPS. I pulled in, and first thing I did, she came out, I told her to get her stuff and get in the car because we were leaving. I thought that was okay to do because, in South Carolina, it's ages 17 you can leave home. Didn't realize in Georgia it's 18. You know, her mom comes out, tells me to get out. I should have just left. Instead, I started up a whole argument with her. She calls the sheriff on me. I argued with him for a while. Tried to tell him what the law was instead of listening to him about it, which was pretty stupid. Anyway, eventually he took down, he actually pulled his taser on me because I was getting so argumentative. He finally put it away when I finally cooperated. I can't blame him for doing that. I mean, he didn't know that I wasn't going to try to pop him. He didn't know I didn't have a weapon in my hand or anything like that.
Did you think about it?
No, because he's a cop. His dash cam's right there. Would have been on record. And frankly, I already had blood on my hands. I really didn't want more. And after I got done with the sheriff down there, and he took down my ID information and stuff, and I told Karina that I'd be back on the 20th, because then she'd be 18 and be legal. Wouldn't be having a problem with the law at that point. Not that I wasn't already. And then I left, and I drove straight back to that safe house, and in the process got myself a speeding ticket for going about 90 miles an hour in 45 zone. My lead foot didn't get me. I don't have a lead foot. I have a precise foot the same way as if I ride a moped or a motorcycle. I know exactly what I'm doing at all times.
By now, it was clear that James and Mary were nothing more than scapegoats in John's twisted rescue mission. However, one question still haunted investigators as to how he managed to slip away after being caught by a cop. Was it sheer luck, or was something far more sinister and calculated at play?
Weekend went by. Over the weekend, Karina's mom started making plans to either send her off to Mexico or put her in a psych hospital. That's true, that happened. That's not mine to intervene, and I should have contacted authorities if anything. But once again, got into that mode where you think that you're the outlaw lawman, that you can do whatever you want as long as no one sees you. God sees everything. And so I told her that I'd be down there Tuesday night at midnight. The reason I packed up all those guns, by the way, you ever find that Bursa Thunder 380?
What's that?
Under the driver's seat. Wanted to look there. Now you'll look there, you'll find it. That's my personal defense weapon. I use hollow cavity bullets for a reason. Makes an impact like a 45 12-inch penetration at 10 feet. Tested on ballistic gel and meat. Anyway, so now you know there were 4 guns, not 3. Okay? Had all my stuff locked, cocked, ready to rock as you found. Because frankly, I expected that when I got down to Karina's place again, I expected someone to pull a gun on me. Okay? And I expected at that point to go ahead and just whack everybody in there and try not to think about it. You still think about it. You still don't want to do it. I'm glad I didn't do it, because then I'd have 3 more bodies on me. 2's too many.
Well, you gonna whack Karina too?
No.
Oh.
was trying to get her out. I was trying to rescue her.
But you said 3 bodies. That's what I was trying to.
Mother, stepfather, and older brother.
Okay.
The 3 adults. The 3 people who would actually be a threat to me if I tried to do an extraction. Okay? In terms of pulling somebody out, it's called a wet extraction because it's bloody. Alright?
Amid all of this, John calmly dropped another chilling revelation. He had been planning a second attack, one that could have led to even more casualties. Detectives, already shaken by his twisted reasoning, now found themselves staring into the depths of a truly distorted psyche. And yet, what disturbed them most wasn't just the violence he described. It was the cold, calculated way he tried to justify it all.
I didn't want to be a killer. The only people I ever wanted dead were child, stuff like that. Okay, because of what they do. Drug dealers. Because of what they do, they ruin lives. Okay, 2 people, from what I read in the paper, the one guy's an out-of-work electrician. My gosh, he's already got it bad enough.
What about the 380 shell casing in the car?
Is a 380 shell case in the car? Don't know, because I didn't fire 380. Because once I realized that I'd hit him in the neck, I realized he might survive. I kept praying. And I kept praying for forgiveness. And the thing is, the Lord can't give forgiveness if you don't tell the truth. If you lie about it, you're going to hell.
Were you going to tell Ryan about it this morning?
I wasn't going to, and I couldn't.
Because it's been eating you up inside.
It does. You kill someone who didn't try to hurt you first, and it does.
I figured that's why you were at Ryan's this morning. You needed an outlet.
Yeah.
Well, what made you shoot him rather than just take the car out of gunpoint?
Because I thought he might have a weapon, and I assumed, like I said.
Yeah.
And in my head for the moment, okay, here's the thing. When you get what's called a fight or flight reflex, the blood flow to your frontal lobe of your brain cuts off, which means it takes out your ability to make rational decisions about consequences in the future. Okay? That's basic psychology right there. And that's exactly what happened. Okay? Because in that moment, you don't really think about it. Okay? You don't really keep a level head necessarily if you're not used to commandeering vehicles and stuff like that. I mean, that's the first time I've ever done that.
Yeah.
And so I just said to myself, I said, you know what? I said, I can't take the risk that he's got a gun. And you know what? I wish I had just pointed the gun and told him get out and taken that chance, because he'd still be okay and she'd still be okay. And
Yeah.
I wish I'd never done any of it, frankly. I joined them for a reason. Because I believe in truth, I believe in absolute justice, I believe in balance. Okay? I believe in cops who aren't corrupt, who don't take bribes. I believe in people who obey the law, who work a job. I believe in keeping drug dealers and stuff off the streets. Okay? And then I go out there and I put bullets into people who I don't know a thing about. I have no cause to even hurt them.
Did they say anything?
As far as what? Other than just friendly general conversation and whatnot?
When you shot her, did he say anything?
I shot him before he could say anything. I'm not slow with a gun.
At this point, detectives have enough testimonies and confessions to corner John completely. But one question still troubles them as they wonder whether this darkness was entirely his own, or if someone else had manipulated or influenced him along the way. They can't shake the feeling that something deeper may have shaped his descent into violence.
To save someone from some gangsters or something. That's what I told him. So I lied there too. I did that over the weekend because I needed gas money for the trip on Monday.
Okay.
It was $100 that I borrowed.
It soon becomes clear to the detectives that John is the true culprit, but they're still haunted by one question about how it could have all been prevented that day. In the days that followed, investigators combed through John's digital footprint, uncovering disturbing online messages, dark fantasies, and evidence of meticulous planning. Every detail pointed to a man spiraling out of control, someone whose troubled past and online persona blurred the line between fantasy and reality. Ultimately, this case stands as a grim reminder of how mental illness, obsession, and unchecked online relationships can spiral into devastating real-world consequences. With all the evidence in hand, it's time for the courtroom trial. Nearly 3 years after the crime, on August 10th, 2017, John Asher Farrell Villarreal finally faced the weight of justice. No longer hiding behind a screen name, he stood in a South Carolina courtroom as a convicted killer. He pleaded guilty to murder, attempted murder, carjacking, and possession of a weapon during a violent crime. His sentence? Life in prison without parole, plus 65 additional years.
So do you believe this is where he was murdered?
Police reopened a decades-old investigation in 2017 concerning the death of a toddler named Emmon Harper in the late 1980s. He was last seen dead inside a straw hamper right in this exact location. Emmon was repeatedly beaten, starved, and confined in a closet by the monster cult leader, Anna Elizabeth Young. Joy Fluker, Anna's daughter, helped revive this case, revealing the decades of cruelty her mother had concealed behind the doors of her house of prayers.
Would you have put someone in a closet, for instance, in a timeout?
No, I didn't never do anything like that. Never.
This grandma's lofty ideals would crumble against the gruesome evidence from her religious cult, revealing one horrifying truth. Emmon was not Anna's only victim.
I don't want you to apologize for anything because I'm not going to.
Okay.
It all started back in 1983 when Anna Young established a cult called the House of Prayer with her husband, Robert Davison, in Micanopy, Florida. However, Robert died in a truck accident at a junkyard shortly after forming the cult. The couple built this compound to provide religious guidance and shelter to troubled adults and children. But following Robert's death, Anna intensified her abuse and transformed her shelter into a house that led to the disappearance of multiple children. According to the investigative reports, Anna murdered at least 2 children between the 1970s and 1990s. In November of 2017, the detectives uncovered Anna's harrowing tale of terror after receiving an allegation of child abuse from her daughter, Joy Fluker, in 2016. What follows is an interrogation during which the investigators begin to unravel a series of discoveries that could be scenes straight out of a horror film.
And so he would have been adopted, understanding it's not a legal adoption, that someone was helping care for him. Around what year do you think that Jonah passed? You said 88?
89, near the end of March is when he died. Maybe the end of 88 or around 89. Somewhere between the latter part of 88 and somewhere around, because I know it wasn't long after Brother John had passed. And I know he passed in 88.
And so
I can't pinpoint whether it was the latter 88 or around 89, somewhere in there.
So you were the biological mother, Jonah was the biological father, correct? And then you didn't know who the adoptive parents were for Moses?
It wasn't no adoption like that. It wasn't no legal adoption.
Right, people cared for it.
Yeah.
So you never met them, you said?
Beg your pardon?
You never met them?
No, I never met them. And it wasn't no birth mother, like me. Mm-hmm.
You're his birth mother or natural mother or not?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not.
Do you know who you adopted him?
Yeah, I don't know. I never knew who his birth mother was. Me and Brother John, we never knew who his birth mother was.
Oh.
You don't say that.
Because it says here from the nurse that she observed.
The nurse. Oh,
Notarized letter from nurse Sandra.
What's her last name?
Sandra Medina.
Oh, I know who you're talking
I think she helped deliver.
Yeah, well, she might have done that, but she didn't. I didn't birth him.
Okay.
She just did.
So, now I'm confused.
Where did both?
See, this is why
I understand what
I was taking notes because I was telling Mr. Miller, I'm sorry, but I'm a little confused. And he said, well, you come in and you can ask the questions when we do the audit. So I'm sorry if I'm so simple.
No, it's a confusing situation. It's a confusing situation because we wanted a child, we got the child and everything like that as a baby, as an infant, a little child, as a little boy rather. And we signed the papers and everything, then the legal terms and everything like that through her, which was a nurse.
Okay, so through this, how did that come to be?
I don't know. That was something that she did for us.
Okay.
And that was I think he was maybe close to 2 or something like that.
Okay. Yeah, she signed the paperwork in March of '88, so that would have been a couple of years. So he was 2 when you got him. So he was
something like
very cute little guy.
I think so. And a sweet little baby, smart too.
So Brother Adam, Poe, you said? And that's his real name or his church name? Because that's the other part. It confused me. Everybody had different names.
What happened, everybody, because it was, I can't remember. I cannot remember. I really can't.
You don't know what his real name was?
I don't know what they called, what he was, because I don't know anything about his parents or anything.
Now how about Adam? Brother Adam, is Adam his real name? Or is
that was his
church name?
That was his church name. That's what, he called himself. Because, the kind of ministry that was down there was more like a...
Even though Emmon was the adopted brother of Anna's daughter, Joy, Anna shows a chilling disregard for the she put him through. The way she talks about Emmon seems like the toddler was just a disposable tool to her. And that's not all. Instead of taking any accountability, what Anna is about to say next would make one's blood boil with disgust.
And people that had needs, women had needs, men had needs, and sometimes they had children and different things like that. But we didn't have no lot of children there. It was just 2 children there, 3 children with Joy, periodically. But we had a little school there, so different people came, but their children left. They didn't just live there. They came in and out like that. And some of the people that came there didn't live there either. People was coming there for food, and we had a food pantry, worked for the, when they had those government food, y'all was young, but they used to have government food pantries where if you work in the food pantry, they would donate food to the church, and they would donate the cheese and all that kind of stuff, And so we would go around to people's homes, seeing if they need different things and stuff like that, So a lot of things, when people, people knew we kept people, so a lot of people would say, they probably out there or whatever, or if somebody saw something out there concerning, different people, then they would come there looking for them. So we had that kind of interest.
Yeah, being from Florida and having to go look at this stuff, one of the first things we do is pull all the police reports. So I know what you're talking about. People were making calls. I saw a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, just recently, my daughter, I have two daughters, and one of my daughters, she was investigated by the FBI because of some stuff that somebody in my family said. So it's a lot of stuff that I've had to deal with down through the years. I even went to jail. A lot of stuff I've had to deal with. Yeah.
Let me just clarify something here that's on my mind. You were giving money, the money you were receiving that, and you were passing that on to Elder Adams?
Yeah, I did for a period of time.
Okay, and that was to help out, obviously, with the boy, or the expenses for the boy.
Mm-hmm.
When did you stop providing that money?
Oh, Lord. I know maybe after 4 or 5 years, something like that. 4 or 5 years.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you did that consistently every month for 4 or 5 years?
Mm-hmm.
And so you would give him cash, and you would take the cash, or did you do it?
I don't know how he did it, but I would have it, because I was having my money deposited in an account, and the money was being taken out of my account.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So maybe that's where the two accounts come from. Now, I don't know. I'm just thinking now, because things come back to your mind as you keep asking me questions and everything. But I do know that I didn't continue doing that I didn't continue doing it all the time, because like when you said, did I get a letter or something saying, and all like that, I never got a letter like that. But I do know that I didn't always give all of that money.
Okay.
So that's a fact right there. That's the truth.
Okay. I'm going to show you a letter here. I just want you to tell me if you got this letter.
Yeah, I think I got a letter like this for Joy and him.
Yes, you would. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I believe I got a letter. I don't believe I got a letter. Okay, yeah, because I remember that post office box there. But I do remember that I got something showing no more money would be allowed for both of them.
Because when they turn 18, it stops. When the child turns 18.
Yeah, well, I do remember letting me know that it was going to stop. I do remember that.
But you were getting it deposited into that account up to that point, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, sure, yeah.
Okay. And for the first, I think you said about 4 years after he left, you were giving the money to Elder Adams to give to the family taking care
I was
of
giving it to I was giving it to Elder Adam, and I did, and then I'm just trying to make sure Sandra. Yeah.
Sandra. You said Sandra.
She was the one that let us get the child.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The detectives are getting stunned each time Anna opens her mouth. Instead of showing remorse for starving Emin and depriving him of basic care, she has the audacity to shift the blame onto her daughter, Joy. However, it is at this moment the detectives would pressure Anna to break the ice and spare the details of what she did to another toddler, Katonia Jackson, whose abuse started around 1984.
In a police report in Gainesville in the hospital.
Oh, I don't know her.
You know? At the hospital.
Oh, no. Mm-mm.
And her address was at...
That's not my child.
Okay.
Oh, no.
The police report says that somewhere here, I have to dig through it.
No,
It says that you were her mother, and they they put in the report young. Because I even have, I even have her exam, and it says.
Think of her mother.
See how confusing this was for me?
How confusing it's getting for me too. No. Her mother.
What happened to this poor girl, by the way?
I know she had seizures. She used to have seizures. She was a little girl. And her mother lived there too. She lived there with her mother.
Oh, okay.
Both of them lived there together. But I'm trying to think of her.
Who was her mother?
I'm trying to think of her mother's name. But her mother's last name wasn't Young. But her mother's name?
As that you were her mother.
Oh, no. No.
Maybe there was a misunderstanding.
I don't know what it was, but I wasn't her. I never, I only had two daughters.
Okay.
Joy and Terrence. Them the only two daughters I birthed. I only had them. I know what you're talking about now. I know the little girl that you're talking about because she used to have seizures. And what they call grandma seizures. And I remember she got sick and took her to the hospital because I went to the hospital with her. And she stayed in the hospital.
Okay.
But we didn't have we didn't have no problem with that because whatever happened, they knew what kind of illnesses she had or whatever, But her mother, I can't think of, but I don't know how my name got on there.
Yeah, there's actually a report that says an investigation because it was suspicious. I guess she had bruises on.
Oh no, we didn't. They never. I never was investigated about her. About bruises and nobody never even talked to me about her. Or if they did, they didn't talk to me. Maybe they talked to somebody else, one of the brothers or somebody else there. But they never did confront me about her. But she was not my child. But that was another,
Another tragic situation,
It sounded like.
So, from on face value, it looks like, well, there's all these kids. Because she's listed with your last name in the records.
But she's not. She's not my child.
And this is why Mr. Miller said, well, you come on up and you can ask her face to face. So that's always the best way.
Well, I don't know who. I mean, anybody knows she wasn't none of my child. I mean, I never had another child.
Okay.
I never had.
Us the list.
No. But I mean, I gave you the list. But if you looking at something else, you're gonna choose to believe what you want to believe.
Right.
And it don't make me no difference what you believe about that paper. I know that I did not birth that child, but I do know that she got sick and she went to the hospital a couple of times. And I remember they put her on some medication, but her mother was living right there. Her mother was there, and I just can't think of her mother's name.
While we're chatting, if it pops up, just let me know because that would help
me.
Well,
if it pop up, I could tell whatever's going to happen. I'll let you know anyway. Because sometimes you can go get in your car and then come back or whatever.
You've got my number. You've got the letter. It's got my number on it. You can call me.
I didn't give you that letter back.
No, ma'am. I left it with you.
No. I wasn't involved with her as far as a parent.
So, was she living at the church?
Her mother and her came there because her mother had a need at that time. She was going through some changes, and anyway, she came there, and her mother was there, and her mother was, there doing everything that happened as far as her being sick and stuff,
So who tended to her when she'd get sick?
Her mother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, her mother stayed there.
She lived on the property.
She lived there. It wasn't like we was keeping
Anna never bothers to skim through the details of what she did to Katonia Jackson. To put it bluntly, Anna simply treated her so-called shelter as a ground for young toddlers like Katonia. John Neal, who was Katonia's older brother and a survivor, gave a gruesome account of how she treated him and his sister at this chamber. In one instance, Anna savagely whipped John 33 times when he was 7 years old, leaving permanent scars on his back and a couch soaked in blood. According to the survivor testimonies, John was beaten so severely that he was almost going to die. From all the evidence, it's very clear that Anna would hit Katonia on her legs and feet repeatedly. On top of that, she would force Katonia, a child barely 2 to 3 years old, to run in circles while chanting the name of Jesus. But that isn't the end of it. Anna, being her sadistic self, would beat both John and Katonia with extension cords if they ever failed to comply with the punishments. As a result, John bore several scars across his body, and part of his ear was missing. Moreover, when Katonia began having seizures caused by her injuries, Anna denied her medical care, and it was because of this seizure disorder Katonia passed away in 1984. Now, when the detectives revisit Emmon Harper's abuse, more disturbing details begin to resurface.
Was there ever like a timeout area for any of the little kids to, you know?
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. I would, like timeout is like you sit over there, or you stand in the corner. That kind of timeout. That was the timeout thing.
Was anybody? Were they ever left in a room alone when they were in timeout, or
in a room alone?
Any kind of little like area like this, or just by themselves, or in a little, like a storage room or something like that by themselves?
They might have been left but not where they could do any harm to themselves, not where they could hurt themselves. I mean, it might have been, I can't remember everything, but I can tell by how I am now and have been with some of my grandchildren. Like I have a little granddaughter now, even when she was 4 or something and all like that, I would say, you sit in that chair, and I might go in the kitchen or go in the basement. So she would be, but I wouldn't like leave her there for hours and hours. I would still check to make sure she was safe, But
So you never would have put, or, I'm just going to ask, would you have put someone in a closet, for instance, in a timeout?
No, I didn't never do anything like that. Never. I didn't put Joy or any of them in no closet. I never did anything like that. No. I wouldn't have no, when children are little, there's too many other ways, to deal with them. Even with my grandchildren and everything like that, there's different ways that I deal with them, but it's more or less, you can't have this, or you can't have that, and then sometimes they say they want to go home, and I say, yeah, and I want you to go home too. Want me to call your parents up? That kind of conversation, with them and everything like that. But Joy, I'm going to tell you something. Part of the real discipline, I didn't deal with the real discipline, and I didn't order nobody. I don't believe nobody would have listened to me order anything evil like that for the risk of getting their own self in trouble, and everything. But like I said, I know that brother, when the incident happened and, Joy had, I know I did say, and I don't know if I said it the way I'm saying it now, but I do know that I did want him to be disciplined. I don't know if I said he needed a whooping. Right. I might not be saying it right now, but I know I did want him to be disciplined. Right. But I didn't say you got to whoop him or this one got to whoop him and all like that, So a lot of things happen that I don't even know anything about because I wasn't there all the time. I traveled. I went places. I was in evangelistic ministry. I traveled. I went to different places, and I wasn't even there when other people was, there in charge. So a lot of things happen. But I don't know of nobody that did anything evil to anybody. I don't know no person that did anything, in relationship to what Joy is talking about.
Every single confession from Anna seems like a lie. While she keeps denying putting Emmon in a timeout, the detectives are already aware of something much more gruesome. Forensic reports reveal that Emmon was repeatedly starved and beaten, then quarantined in a closet by Anna. It was the cult members who discovered Emmon's lifeless body inside Anna's closet. Now that the investigators are making Anna recount her marathon of abuse, Another confession is about to shock them even more.
Died at the church, or he was taken to a monastery somewhere, or in another sent to another country. Does this ring a bell?
Oh, but I don't know that name. I don't know nobody's name. There, her and her mother came there, and she had a little boy, but he wasn't no baby. He wasn't no little baby.
Okay.
He was like preschool, 4 or 5 years old, and she left with him. The mother left with him.
Like left him somewhere and came back, or because this is the story we're getting on that.
Her and her mother left together. I don't know if she left him with her mother or what, but she left.
No, this boy was taken to where the heck was it? There's one story that he went to Puerto Rico. That's it.
Oh, I don't know nothing about that one. I don't know nothing about that. I don't know. I just know. I know the mother left, like brother, a couple of times. She stayed there with us. She left a couple of times. Then she came back. People would leave and come back if they got
no babies that you.
No baby. You talking about like
toddlers or?
Now this little boy, he was maybe about 4 or 5 years old, but I'm saying he left with his mother and his grandmother.
And they were together.
And then it was a sister. I can't think of her name either, Lord. But it was it was a mother.
Look at my notes.
It was two. It was one, two. All together it was 4 of them that came there at the same time. Then it was a lady that came there. Her and her husband came there, and they had 6 kids. But they only stayed. They could something about they rent or something. Anyway, they came there. They only stayed maybe a week or 2, and then they came back and forth to the church and to the school.
If this was a picture I actually got, I thought I had this. Not related to this. So there's the baby.
Oh wow, man! I ain't even never seen him at that age.
Do you know who?
I know her. That's her mother.
And what's her name?
Priscilla.
Okay. Sister Priscilla?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know her real name?
Mm-mm.
Okay, yeah, because that's...
But he wasn't no baby like that. That must be when he was born or something.
Okay. And what happened to him?
She left with him. Her and her mother left, she left, and they had another sister that was maybe Joy's age or maybe older. They left. They never came back. She came back and then she left.
Oh, okay. So Priscilla came back
and then she left.
Now, who was she married to? So
I don't know.
Telling me somebody she was married to. But yeah, so.
Yeah, I remember her. Yeah, I remember her. But he wasn't that tiny, because that looked like a baby when they came in.
So he was older when do you know where they took him to?
No, because they just left. You know, like this is where some people would just leave. Well, I didn't even know when they left. They would just leave, and you know, a lot of people came there and just came and left. I don't know. I didn't get involved with all that. Where you going and questioning them. They just left when they wanted to leave. They went where they wanted to go.
So here comes the question that's probably gonna not make you happy.
Ain't nothing you said made me happy.
Nothing I'm saying is making you happy, I know that.
How can I be happy over all these things that you're saying?
So, did you ever order Sister Priscilla to take that baby and get rid of him?
What? Yeah, that ain't made me happy, but it just... You mean, did George really tell you all of this stuff?
Mm-hmm.
A child told you.
We'll move on to the next.
No, I'm just saying when she left, Joy couldn't have been no more than about 9 or 8. I'm just trying to understand.
Right.
I'm just trying to understand how could she build up such hate and viciousness to make the church seem as bad. Yeah, we made a lot of mistakes, but not like what she's not the criminal, evil. A lot of people whip their children, and maybe but the intent is not to kill or to destroy or make it seem like that. And everything everything that you're saying is me. I'm the vicious person.
Yeah.
I mean, not you saying it, but my daughter is my own flesh and blood.
Yeah,
who I've taken. People can believe what they want to believe. If people don't believe in God, I have a son that don't believe in God. If people believe what they want to believe. So all I can say is that you and Mr. Miller, Leslie, you believe what you want to believe, the FBI, but God knows the truth.
Absolutely.
So if I have to be punished because of lies and allegations that a daughter who I loved and raised the best that I knew how, and it was strict raising, but my daughter traveled, she had plenty of food to eat and everything. The only thing I didn't want her to do is the things that she did right there on the church grounds. And so if she want to condemn me and lie on her own mother who loved her, if that's what she want to do, all I can say is I got Bible for this. Because the Bible says that it will come a time when children will become against their parents and they're even taken before the law. So all I can say is that I was in jail before. And when I was in jail, all I did was pray and try to encourage the lesbian girls not to be lesbian. I was attacked viciously in jail. I had to be moved because I was physically attacked. But I'm telling you, at 75 years old, whatever I got to go through, I can go through it.
Yeah,
I can go through it. You know why? Because God is with me. And I know that.
And I believe that. I believe that.
I know that.
I believe every word of what you just said, and I think that's an honorable position to take.
I know that.
Anna is trying her hardest to cover up the brutality to which she subjected her stepdaughter, Catherine Davidson. Just like the rest of the victims, Anna continuously beat Catherine and kept her bound in a closet in the 1970s. Her siblings heard desperate scratching noises from the closet that eventually went silent, indicating she likely perished either from starvation or suffocation. And just like Marcos, Catherine vanished in thin air without a trace on September 1st, 1973 at the age of 6. Furthermore, in 1992, Anna was placed on the wanted list for reportedly abusing another 12-year-old girl named Nikki Nicholson. Anna abused Nikki by bathing her in scalding hot water with bleach and then keeping her tied to a bedpost. She apparently did this to prevent Nikki from tampering with her open sores and to burn some of the evil out of her. And in a more horrifying turn, the cult members pinned Nikki down until blisters formed and her skin peeled away, leading to second-degree burns. Nikki passed away on April 19, 2015, after years of suffering from her injuries sustained from this abuse. Now that these horrors have come to light, things are about to get a bit more interesting. Just when the police arrive at Anna's place to arrest her, Anna reveals a different side, a side perhaps to resist arrest. But justice would ultimately determine whether Anna's lies granted her any leniency.
But let me say something.
Please.
I am intelligent and I know I'm old.
Highly intelligent, we know that.
But I know I'm sick too. You ain't in my body.
No matter how hard Anna tried to throw her pity party, the jury remained grounded in its verdict. Anna had already served 6 months of jail time right after being charged for abusing 12-year-old Nikki Nicholson at Alton, Illinois in 1992. However, in November of 2017, Anna was charged with second-degree homicide for the killing of Emmon Harper and was sentenced to 30 years in prison on February 17, 2021. For Katonia Jackson's death in 1984, Anna pleaded guilty to manslaughter. and received a concurrent 15-year sentence. However, shortly after getting sentenced, Anna passed away on March 31st, 2021 at the age of 79.
I was going to tell you, I reviewed the video at the Waffle House, and I see you at the Waffle House when she was shot.
I don't recall being at the Waffle House.
It was at this moment that 25-year-old Al-Jalil Shakib Bird realized that the police had uncovered his role in the shooting of 23-year-old Herbert Johnson, backed by damning evidence. This revelation was only the beginning of the chaos that had erupted on January 15th, 2018, at the Waffle House near University of Central Florida.
A lot of bullets. I think they picked up at least 7 or 8, maybe 15. Did you shoot him?
I did not shoot.
You were right there when all of this was happening. Who shot him?
I don't remember. I don't recall the fight moving.
Bird's every move was on record. Detectives had the footage, the statements, and the timeline. But was he a culprit, or just someone in the wrong place at the wrong time?
911, what is the location of your emergency?
Yeah, there's a shootout over here at the Waffle House on the corner of Alafay and Colonial.
Alafay and Colonial?
Yeah.
Do you know who's shooting?
Waffle House. Now, I'm looking from a window in a hotel. I'm at the Holiday Inn looking down. I heard screaming and arguing, and then a lot of gunfire, automatic weapons.
You know if anyone shot?
Oh, yeah, I can hear him screaming over there.
In the early morning of January 15th, 2018, a late-night meal at a Waffle House near the University of Central Florida turned violent. What began as a loud argument inside the bright, crowded diner spilled all the way into the dark parking lot. And soon, the fight suddenly became deadly when shots rang out, leaving 23-year-old Herbert Johnson lying on the pavement as people ran for cover. Police and paramedics arrived within minutes, but by then, the victim had already succumbed to his wounds. The shocking shooting quickly grabbed local headlines and set off an urgent investigation. Detectives studied witness statements and security camera footage, closing in on 3 possible suspects. Before long, one name stood apart, becoming the focus of a search that would end with a tense interrogation.
The reason why we want to talk to you basically is January the 15th, 2018, there was a shooting at the Waffle House on Alafaya and East Colonial Drive. Then people would come in and say that you were there, you were involved. And that's why a warrant was obtained to get you here in order for us to talk to you. Okay? We talked with your girlfriend. I'm not good with names. Let's see if I can.
Jolene?
Yeah, that sounds right. Jaylynn Castillo and Ricky, Donnell Holly, and there was one other guy in the car with you guys that night. But anyway, we're trying to give you an opportunity to give your version of what happened that evening, that night, at the morning at the Waffle House. Anyway.
I don't know to tell you.
Okay. Were you at the Waffle House on January 15, 2018, about 3 o'clock in the morning? Do you recall?
I don't recall.
Do you know?
Isn't that the adult nightclub party? You know the party I'm talking about?
That's a club.
Huh?
That's a club.
Yeah. Like, they had like a special party that weekend, I think.
Do you know Jaylynn Castillo?
Yes,
you know her?
Yes.
Would you consider her to be your girlfriend?
We was dating.
Okay. And do you know a Donnell Holly?
Donnell Holly. Excuse me. It's a lot. It's a lot right now. Can I ask a question?
Yes, sir.
You said somebody what is it? Because I heard I'm being sought after. So like I was trying to get myself together. Like I wanted to
And where did you hear that you were being sought after from?
Recently, I guess not too long ago, marshals went to my grandmother's house and I was asking all this. I knew that they said that it was a warrant. I'm saying I don't like you asking about that night. I don't really recall anything.
From the moment Bird steps into the interrogation room, his anxious movements and restless energy are impossible to miss. He avoids eye contact, perhaps a ploy to pretend nervousness, or perhaps it's a genuine unease. Regardless, it's time for his account of the Waffle House shooting. A recounting that proves far more complex than the investigators expected.
I knew that all of this was coming about when it was a situation that I really don't have like recollection on, and I just want. My main thing is my grandmother. I haven't had a chance to speak to my grandmother. I just wanted to be alright.
Okay. Well, let me ask you these. Lovins Charles, you know who that is?
No. Like a lot, like in the area, you see a lot of people you don't really know anybody.
Do you recall going to the Waffle House?
I don't recall going to the Waffle House, but I know I've been to Guild before.
Do you drink? You're of age. You drink? Like if you go to Guild, you drink, you party, you have a good time.
I'm in the club, like, yeah.
Okay, I'm not asking like, oh, it's awful. I'm just asking you drink. So if you went to Guild and you went to the party, you weren't driving, you're of age, you're having a good time, you're drinking. Is it possible? Have you ever drank so much that you don't remember?
No, I'm good. I don't like to be like that.
If you mix, does that mess you up?
I know that if you mix white and brown liquor, that's why you don't.
Yeah, but like if you mix like smoking and drinking, does that mess you up personally? Would that be something that would mess you up that would mess up your memory? No.
I have a good memory. I don't take in too much. Like I don't take in to the point where like sometimes I see people stumbling around.
Yeah. So generally you don't get so messed up that you don't know what's going on.
Would you remember if your girlfriend or your friend, Jaylynn, I told you she was shot during this incident? Would that make you remember?
I would remember her being shot. She must have. This is what I'm thinking. She must have been messing with somebody else, because like from my understanding, like she got shot, but like it was a situation that had to do with some other people.
Okay, so were you there when she got shot?
No.
Were you with her?
No.
So you weren't, if I told you she got shot at the Waffle House, you weren't at the Waffle House when she was shot?
I don't recall being at the Waffle House after. Like, that's what a lot of people do after the club. Mm-hmm. I've been to that.
Well, what if I tell you I reviewed the video at the Waffle House and I see you at the Waffle House when she was shot?
I don't recall being at the Waffle House. I mean, I don't know. I know every business buildings have cameras, so like I don't know.
Detectives press Bird with surveillance footage and cold facts, leaving no room for misdirection. He keeps repeating, "I don't know."
Like I don't know.
I
don't know, Lou.
A habit rooted in a guarded past. Raised on Orlando's east side, he was known for keeping a tight circle and had only minor scrapes with the law, with nothing explicitly violent. That instinct to stay closed off is seeping through in every pause. In the next moments, the detectives make a move designed to pierce his silence and test the loyalty he's been counting on.
Again, to refresh your memory, she left with the girlfriend. You rode with DJ and Lou to the Waffle House. She tells it pretty clearly. And not only does she tell it, but DJ tells the same thing. Not only does DJ tell the same thing, but Luke tells us the same thing.
Well, I'm just saying.
So I'm saying all three of them put you there at the Waffle House. There's only somebody that's not remembering the Waffle House, and this is you.
Yeah, I was in that section.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
you're in trouble, you knew that.
Yeah,
you did something wrong.
I did something.
And like most kids, you're going to try and weasel your way out of it. But unfortunately, the truth is out there. There's video cameras. Friends, your friends.
I have to get
your friends, listen now, your friends, they don't want to try and talk on you. They didn't want to tell what happened. But they have to tell the truth, or else get themselves into trouble. I mean, it's a sad situation. Should have never happened. Should have never got to that. But it's there. Now you got yourself, her in trouble, DJ in trouble.
I did.
Yeah. She's in trouble. DJ's in trouble. DJ ran to the car and got the gun. DJ's in trouble for that. She running up there pointing the gun at people talking about I blow your brains out and all that crazy mess. That's serious trouble, man. I mean, we like to deny, and I understand that, but unfortunately, truth is the truth.
It's hard to
and
admit.
It's hard to get away from it. And all we ask you to do is come in here and tell the truth. And I don't think you try to go there to kill any damn body or shoot anybody.
You guys were having a good night.
It sounds like y'all were having a great night, just drinking and.
I didn't have. What are you saying? What are you saying?
I'm saying that what happened that night was not something y'all planned on going there and doing.
No, you said it was I got them in trouble. How did I get them in trouble?
If you watch the video.
I mean, can I?
I don't have it here with us right now. Well, it's already been turned over to the state. It's everything. But the video shows you are fairly aggressive, pretty aggressive. I mean,
I don't know.
Just like your girlfriend, she was quite aggressive.
I haven't seen the video.
Do you feel like a little bit of remorse for that whole night in general? Like maybe just for the altercation that happened, for the way everything went down? Like, because that's what would feel like reasonable. You're not a bad person. You have barely any history. You've done knucklehead stuff as a kid, but you haven't done anything wrong. And then all of a sudden something so grandiose happens just because people had a little bit too much to drink and were just acting a fool.
Is it because I'm a boyfriend?
Mm-hmm. What that has to do with?
Because if I'm on, I don't believe that. I don't have no gun. I don't have no gun. You know what I'm saying? And you're saying like I'm on video being fairly aggressive. I wanna know like what the video shows, because like I don't recall being. It has to be more. I need some more to for it to match. Because I remember going to the club. But
you remember going to make
that's what I'm saying. Like I don't recall after the club.
All I can do is offer. All right. We get somebody. Like I said.
How come whenever when you were sitting right there, you asked me, you said multiple people.
I can't talk to you anymore unless you re-engage. If you want to talk and you want to continue to talk, I'll be more than happy to stay and continue to talk to you. But I'm gonna ask you questions just like you gonna ask me questions. Okay.
And I haven't been.
No, you've done fine. But when you said you want an attorney, that means it stops. So we stop. But if you want to continue to talk, we'll be more than happy to stay in here and continue to talk with you. But like I said, I'm gonna ask you questions like you asked me questions.
Yeah, I don't mind talking to you. It's like if I don't recall it, how I'm gonna speak on it. You know what I'm saying? And you said there's a video. It's like like what? Well, you told me something that you said I was aggressive in the video. I'm asking you, like, what happened? What happened in the video?
Bird leans on a familiar tactic, stalling, asking questions about what evidence the detectives have, as if buying time to shape his story. But his pauses and hesitations reveal he's not drawing on the confidence of someone accustomed to this kind of pressure. Each careful word, each measured silence exposes him as a man navigating unfamiliar territory. Even after he requests an attorney, a common move by the suspect when he feels cornered, the interrogation strangely continues, with detectives carefully guiding the conversation. Inevitably, the strain shows, and in a few minutes, a single misstep will unravel the delicate balance he's trying to maintain.
What are you saying, justify what?
Would you be justified in shooting the guy with the gun pulled on you? Do you think that you should be able to shoot the guy that had the gun pulled on you?
No, I don't believe that I should be, if he pulled the gun on me, I should be able to shoot him. No, I don't feel like that. Like, I felt like, from the looking at him, I felt like he was going to shoot me. And it went from here to here to here to here to here.
Like
he had
talking?
Like, yes, he like talking at me, and like once I'm like, look, I'm not talking to him like I don't see what he has in his hand no more. I'm not like my hands is up like this, and I'm yelling backwards like this, and I believe like I'll like step into the side so like somebody can see. Like I'm like y'all look, like step into the side so people can see.
So your memory is getting quite a bit better now.
I'm listening to what you told me, and I'm listening to what and I'm thinking about like what I recall, and I'm trying to. I don't. Like it's gonna be trouble, but like, and it's just like you said, like I want it to be right. I'm not trying to be. All fingers can't be pointed at me because.
So who you think shot your girl?
What's it do with the gun?
So who you think shot his friend?
I mean, you were there. We weren't there. Did she get shot when she was running away?
I really don't recall because, like, to be honest, I don't really remember hearing gunshots.
There was a lot. I think they picked up at least 7 or 8, maybe 15. A lot. That's a lot of bullets. Not necessarily from multiple different guns.
From multiple different guns?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I at the end of the day, what I'm trying to explain to you, coming out that car, I don't know who they were.
No.
Which was true. I don't know who they were.
I believe that.
But it was off, like, as soon as I said, what the the next thing I was seeing was, like, people at me with guns. That's all, but, like, that's when you said multiple guns.
Yeah, multiple guns. Maybe. There was that one, there was your buddies, and I think there was another gun there. I could be wrong, but I know there was at least 2 guns. I could be off. I'm not trying to.
I mean, I know Lou. I don't know him, right. But I know when I see him, he's like.
He's always got a gun. He just likes to. He's allowed to have a gun. He's allowed to have a gun. Whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah, like that'll be his business.
That's his thing. I get that.
His business.
If he's allowed to have a gun, this is America. It's your Second Amendment right.
Yeah.
It is.
And I'm not.
You see the news? They're trying to take that away from us. It ain't gonna happen.
And I'm not like, hey, you got a license for that? I'm not.
Yeah, that's not your business. I wouldn't ask my friend.
I'm not. That's not my friend again. I don't even know him like that.
The one-on-one interrogation with the female detective pushes Bird to his limits. He struggles to keep his story steady, shifting toward a self-defense claim that grows more fragmented with every answer. It's less about forgetting details than about holding on to control, each pause and careful word revealing the strain of someone weighing every possibility before he speaks. The detective stays composed, letting the cracks in his account widen. It's only a matter of time when the truth will slip through, dragging the truth into light.
I know more of DJ. You know what I'm saying? I also like playing basketball and football and stuff like that. So like, it's not like yeah, we gonna go out tonight and I'm gonna go get my friend Louis. He's gonna have a gun. Like that don't happen.
Right.
That didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? So
no, I mean that's just what Louis keeps a gun on him. I get it. Sometimes guilt. I don't know. You're young, right? You're how old?
25.
25. So when guilt used to be Roxy, it was rough. I don't know if you ever went there when it was.
In high school, I remember that.
Yes. So I could completely understand going to that area and being armed. I'm telling you, I would. If he's allowed to be, then yeah, why not? So it makes sense. We're not questioning if someone was allowed to have a gun or not. Totally, all those guns that were there were legal, carried by people that were allowed to have them. We understand that, and that is their right, and it is what happens. I mean, guns are allowed in this country. So a lot of them.
You said everybody there had license.
As far as I know, I mean, I'm not 100% sure, but the people that were there with the guns brought them and were allowed to have them, allegedly. So I didn't do background checks on all these people, but they were allegedly allowed to have them. So, and that's not what we're questioning. What we're trying to figure out is maybe more of why the situation happened. You know what I mean? Like what transpired, what precipitated.
I know, and I don't mind answering questions, but like I feel like it's just like based off of like how the police went to my grandmother's house. You know what I'm saying? I just got brought here, and
have you not heard about like everybody else getting arrested or brought in or anything like that? Because I'm pretty sure they've arrested a few other people.
He said they arrested Jalen and DJ.
Yeah. So I mean, so you heard about that? You heard that they're your friend. Well, she's your girl, so I'm sure you knew about that. I could only imagine what she had to say when you talked to her on the phone. I bet you she was mad.
I mean, after she had to go inside, like I haven't, you know, like that.
Oh, okay.
And that's just like making me go kind of crazy because it's just like I wish she could have told me.
So
everything, like you know what I'm saying, being as though like if I'm coming to you and it's spacey, you know what I'm saying, feeling it.
Right. With once you got hit, the guy sucker punched you. What happened? Did you all fight? Like, was there a physical fight right then? I mean, did you at least get something back? Because I mean, you said he got you good.
I don't recall. And like after being hit, like I remember saying yo, and then people recognize what I'm saying. So then when people started coming, I'm staring at him. Like I'm like low key kind of stuck. Like I'm like stuck. Like
no, I understand.
I'm hoping like that you just don't.
So you're focused on the gun, reasonable thing, and then he hits you.
I get hit. I didn't say I don't know who. It was just from this side.
So what happened after you got hit? Did you go down?
It was white. I just seen white, and it was just like, it was commotion. It was just commotion. I don't. But one thing I do remember, like while I'm like this, I didn't have no gun.
Right.
Like, and where we was at, it wasn't like I go pick one up. Like, none.
Agreed. But a gun was introduced.
Yeah, I heard what he said. I heard what he said. I didn't see that either.
Bird's demeanor is a mix of defensiveness and uncertainty. He frames himself as caught in circumstances beyond his control, yet the facts of that night remain undeniable. His words shift and reshape the story, reflecting a struggle to make sense of the events and his own role in them. Detectives shift gears, pressing harder and prying at every inconsistency, determined to crack his version of events and drag the real story of that night into the light.
I didn't even see that. So like that's what's kind of killing me too, because it's like it's hard. It's real hard.
What's hard?
Just going through this right now.
Yeah.
And like not really having. There's no way I'm going to be able to get my head. I'm going for a 7 for this.
I get that. That's a big thing to wrap your mind around at 25. That's a big deal.
That's the thing. That's what this whole thing is like.
Here's a question, and you can How long have you had to sit and think about that, though? I mean, has it been stressing you out for the past 3 months?
No, but before I hear him, when he read off that paper, what was stressing me out the most was just like, whatever it is, like I'm speaking of my mom, I call her mama. So whatever it is, like, you need to, we need to walk you in there or whatever. Just, you need to go. They want to hear your side of the story, and they want to talk to you. So I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like, I'm not used to this, and I'm getting old, and I'm just like, I just told her, I'm just like, I got you, mama. Like, I don't put my grandma through that, but like, I don't know what I don't know. I just wanted to see I wanted to get to see, hopefully see my son and my daughter, and then I come do this, but.
And you had a little while to see them, so that was nice, right? You had 3 months. This happened back middle of January. It's been 2.5 months.
I'm always going to see my family.
That's good.
Yeah, I know what it felt like to lose like a loved one. I'm pretty sure his bros were seeing that.
You know, you said earlier you never had a gun, right?
I haven't owned no gun.
You never owned a gun? You never been involved in any kind of gun play or anything like that?
I've shot at a gun range.
Yeah. But what about at a pool party?
No.
Jalen gets into it with other girlfriends.
Yeah, that situation, I wasn't there. And I heard she started asking. She said, babe, and then after that she said, where's the strap?
You recall now being there. You recall why everything started. But at the instance of the shooting, you don't remember any part of the shooting.
Only guns I remember seeing. There was a gun being pointed at me, and then his man's holding him back. And there wasn't no gun handed to me. I didn't see no one running to no car getting a gun. I remember a gun being in the car because I remember Lou putting it on the floor after the fact. That's how I know. That's how I can remember. Like, that's why I could even agree with you and not like say anything about like you saying that they ran back to get a gun. Even though I don't recall that, I remember.
But you probably didn't see.
Like after the fact, I remember seeing them. It was handed to me. I'm saying no, it wasn't. I wish that like I could have like Lou, TJ, I wish I could. Like it would have gotten to me all out from the beginning because like I would have told them that like I would have known what it was. I would have known what actually happened. But like and looking at how things play, I think I understand like why everything played out like that. Like I see why everything played out like that because I ain't shooting and somebody's trying to
Alright. Thanks.
When this happened, you had like long braids. You cut your hair. Like, is that as long as my hair or longer? Your braids were longer than my hair.
That's longer than yours.
Wow. Okay.
Alright. We go finish. If I need to ask you anything else, but we're not in case they can. You got time. Oh.
And would I be able, like, you asked me, do I need to call somebody? Would I be able to call him?
Let me talk to the boss. He's the boss.
Oh, just.
Yeah. If anything, what we'll do is you'll have phone access down at the jail. So we'll write down some numbers if you don't know them off the top of your head, and then you can call them down there. So.
Finally, Bird's walls begin to crack. Between the fog of what he remembers and what he wants to forget, truth slips in through stammered sentences and unsure glances. He swears he never held the gun, but names are thrown, accusations swirl, and suddenly it's not just about what happened, but who's left to take the fall. Detectives sense a deeper discomfort, the kind that comes from knowing he shouldn't have been part of that night at all. And when asked about remorse, he doesn't plead innocence. He pleads for his mother, for a chance to go home again. Unfortunately for what he's committed, prison will be his new home for quite a while. In April 2018, Al-Jalil Shakib Bird was charged with first-degree murder with a firearm for the fatal shooting of Herbert Johnson outside an Orange County Waffle House. The dispute began inside the restaurant and escalated outside, resulting in Johnson's death. Bird's co-defendants included Jalen Castillo, charged with aggravated assault, and Donnell Hawley, who was later cleared after charges were dropped. Bird was convicted of second-degree murder and remains incarcerated.
I never, being hit from behind and another mother with something in their hanging from the front. I thought they were going to try to kill me.
It all began when a fight broke out at a weekend gathering between 3 people on October 23, 2023. Instead of ending on a good note, the weekend house party ended with 2 people dead. The victims were identified as 22-year-old Corey Moore and 58-year-old Craig DeWitt. Based on the witness statements, the investigation quickly pointed to 44-year-old Marty Dotson as the main suspect, and what resurfaced next was a series of secrets that left the police stunned.
I was hit with something by somebody else was coming at me. And I think why do you guys start fighting? I don't know why you don't want to tell them.
Although the evidence against Marty was substantial, his motive remained unclear. What began as a small weekend gathering ended in a brutal double homicide.
Had they not attacked me, they would still be.
On October 23, 2023, 58-year-old Craig DeWitt and 22-year-old Corey Moore were found dead in the back bedroom of a mobile home. The bodies were found at Whispering Pines Mobile Homes on U.S. Route 62 in Pickaway County, Ohio. The neighbors and family found the bodies after noticing the victims hadn't been seen for days. As per a witness and the CCTV visuals showing Marty's vehicle, the police arrested 44-year-old Marty Dotson as a suspect. While investigating the crime scene, the police found blood stains all over the hallway of the residence. The moment Marty entered the interrogation room, the air shifted, dragging with him a trail of chilling revelations that no one was prepared to confront.
I asked you who the fourth person was, and that's when you kind of didn't want to talk a little more. If you just want to go ahead and tell us your side of the story, you're more than welcome to do that. Who all was there, Marty? It was me, Todd, and Corey. The only reason, things ended up the way they did is that had they not attacked me, they would still be. What that fourth person has to do with it, and y'all haven't spoken to the fourth person. Who's the fourth person? I can tell you if I spoke to him or not. I can't tell you I spoke to the fourth person, thought who it is. I spoke to a lot of people during this whole investigation. 25, probably. Tell me how they attacked you. Well, I was hit in the back of the head by Todd with something. Corey was in front of me. He kept saying something about Philip's head screwed right. But that's how we stood up. Philip's head screwed right. You said that Todd was when you guys went over there to have a little get together and we're drinking some whiskey. Yep. And then smoke. Yeah. Okay. So you guys are all hanging out. And I don't know what made it go south. Todd started talking about going to West Virginia. And next thing you know, so you guys have been in that trailer, you've seen it look like a train wreck, right? Mm-hmm. hit with something, thought somebody else was coming at me with what looked like a weapon. And, you know, I think I took it, you know, a little further, you know, making sure somebody was dead a little more than I needed to, but I honestly believe had I not done what I did, I wouldn't be the one sitting there. And that fourth person ain't got a damn thing to do with it. They, that I know of, was not a part of fighting.
So when they attacked you, what did you do?
I reacted.
Okay, tell me what you did by reacting. What did you do?
But when I was hit from behind, I turned around and grabbed Todd and threw him into Corey, and then stabbed the little out of both of them.
Okay. Okay. Right there? In the living room?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Then what did you do?
And I left.
What did you do?
Up to Columbus to try to, you know, talk to somebody about, you know, what the I do now, you know. And thank God the day y'all come looking for me, my little cousin told me that, you know, I stand the chance of going with self-defense, except for
Marty gives no outright information about the fourth person in question. This is probably his tactic to hide his real motive behind murdering Craig and Corey. And that's not even the worst part. Despite a look of helplessness, Marty smartly avoids many details while recounting the events before the murders. But despite the lack of clarity, Marty is about to make a statement that would shatter his facade of dumbness.
the judge will say I, you know, excessive force, or but I never, you know, being hit from behind and another mother with something in their hand from the front. I thought they were going to try to kill me. So,
Would you use this time?
I don't know, Todd was a big knife.
Where's it at?
It was laying on the floor.
Where'd you get it?
The coffee table.
So you go up to Columbus and talk to your little cousin. What'd you do after that?
It was actually my uncle. And then I went to Dayton to talk to my little cousin the day that you guys come looking for me. I thought, you know, I had no chance of winning the case. So I told him the story, and he said, if you were defending yourself, you do have a chance.
You left the night there.
Yeah.
Where was your clothes at that you had?
The clothes that I had.
Yeah, the clothes you wore that night. That you had on. Because you said I'd been in that house and it looked like a train wreck, right? What you said to me. I was in that house and it looked like a slaughterhouse. Okay?
Right.
So you had blood on you.
Yeah.
You had blood on your clothes. Where are they at?
You guys have to forgive me. Really run and hide.
Take your time. The clothes you, when we arrested you, was the clothes you had on the night that you stabbed these two gentlemen? How long was you in Dayton for?
6 or 8 hours.
Let's back up a little bit. What time did this all happen?
Sometime between sundown Sunday and sunup Monday. I really was not paying attention to no time.
Was it Sunday night into Monday, Saturday night into Sunday? Do you remember the day?
It was Sunday night into Monday.
Okay.
I don't know where the hell I would have took these clothes off anywhere, but outside at my house.
Was you at your house?
I went to my house. After Columbus, I went back home.
Are they at your house?
I don't know where else I would have took them off and had other clothes to put on.
Do you remember what you were?
No. No, judging by the weather, probably a pair of shorts, a t-shirt. Tennis shoes.
As Marty talks about using a knife to kill Corey and Craig, the detectives get a hint that there is more to the story. For instance, it's quite absurd that Marty didn't call the police after killing 2 people out of self-defense. Another evidence that debunks Marty's defense is the condition in which the room was left when the men were murdered. The murder evidence made it clear that the stab wounds inflicted by Marty were not typical of those made from self-defense. What follows only makes these inconsistencies more evident.
You don't remember what they were arguing with you about or what started this?
No. Do you remember where he was sitting at in the room? I was sitting on the couch, Corey was sitting on the other end of the couch, and Todd was sitting here in the chair. And Todd was very belligerent, and he, had took a half of a can of Coors Light and threw it on me. I don't know what he threw at Corey. As God's my witness, 44 years on this earth, I don't ever remember watching somebody go from like hateful toward everybody to them and another person drawing that in and then going after another person for something they've not done.
So, this is Todd's house, right?
Yeah.
And how long have you known Todd?
About 14 years.
Todd's a little fella, isn't he?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
He's up there in age, isn't he?
About 57.
He has some health issues?
Yeah. That's why would he hit me in the back of the head with something? Why? With his size being, I can't say half handicapped, but, for him to, this don't make any sense. Was there some arguing going on before he got hit? Remember me telling him not to be, throwing cans of beer. And there was some arguing between Todd, the 4th person, and Corey about the quality of the drugs. But I had nothing to do with it. Corey, wasn't satisfied with the drugs? Right. Were they fake or were they ripped off? Like, I don't know if they were given something different than I was given. Shorted? No, it wasn't about being short. It was about the quality. Corey was upset about that? Yeah. I can't figure out what made it go south.
What did Corey have to do with it? It sounds like from you're telling me it's between you and Todd. What did Corey have to do with it?
I don't know why it would come at me. But I wasn't the one providing the drugs.
So, Corey's a little feller too, isn't he?
6 foot.
What, he's about 125?
Yeah.
You're a big boy.
I know that, sir. So why would them two think they could come at me and come out victorious? Liquid giant? Yeah.
The moment Marty shifts blame onto Todd, cracks begin to show in his facade. It's quite obvious that Marty was an active participant in the altercation that led to the tragic deaths of Craig and Corey. Another dead giveaway is Marty's reluctance to explain why he was at the scene. At this point, it is safe to assume that Marty is trying his hardest to throw Todd under the bus by continuously blaming him. So to stop this cycle of hide and seek, the detectives are going to use an accusatory interrogation technique.
But I think you remember what you want to remember, okay? And I think you know why you guys started fighting. And I don't know why you don't want to tell them, okay? But you remember this and you remember that, but when I ask you something that might implicate you, you don't remember. I don't buy that. I've done this for a little bit, okay? So, tell me why you got to argue. Somebody just don't come after you with something in their hand and hit you in the head, and you don't know why. You guys been there all weekend, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys been there all weekend. So, I can't sit here, Marty, and believe you when I know that you know why you don't want to tell. And if it can help you, then you better start telling me, okay? Because I'm not buying it. I'm not buying you don't know why. Something was said, something was done. You know what you was arguing about. If you was arguing over drugs, so be it. We're not the drug police. I don't care about them drugs other than the fact that it played a role in this. You know, because you guys were all high. You admitted to that.
And I don't remember arguing with them. I remember them two arguing with the fourth person.
Did you intervene with that argument? Did you take up for that fourth person?
I just said that I didn't see the problem with the problem. Todd was angry about the crack too. He was angry about losing his brother. Right. Todd sitting across from me in the chair. He was right here, diagonal. Yeah. What side is Corey on this side of you? Is Corey on that side of this side of you? Couch. Okay. So you're on the side of the couch closest to the kitchen. Yeah. And then they start fighting or arguing.
Mm-hmm. Where did the fourth person go?
I don't remember. something was said about me being in on it, and I told them, you know, they thought that was the case, you know. And that's when I stood up and we went at it.
Now this fourth person, could they vouch for you on this? Could maybe confirm what you're saying?
You were fine, sir. Now that it's all over, it's as if that fourth person orchestrated this for it to look exactly like what you guys think that it is. I'm just some, you know, big lumbering idiot that kills people.
You did kill 2 people. But in order for me and this man here to try to help you in any way, we need to know the truth.
We were fucked up. I'm sorry that I don't remember where I took my clothes off.
You weren't angry until, or correct me, you weren't upset about nothing until you got hit in the head. That made you angry?
Well, no, when they went from arguing with her, then started, you know, saying like I had a part in it, my anger started to grow at that point.
And Corey was accusing you
Of being a part of her, you know,
Okay.
giving, you know, them a different quality drug than she was giving them.
Did she bring 1 package or 3 packages?
She had 4 or 5, brother.
4 or 5?
Marty's confession about the drug-related ordeal pops up out of nowhere. Many violent altercations start with seemingly minor disagreements that spiral out of control, reminding us how fragile human interactions can be when combined with underlying tensions. This gives a solid lead into the possible cause of the violent argument.
You have a statement from the 4th person?
Like you said, who's the 4th person?
You talked to multiple people. And I forget which one of them mentioned it first. Like I said, how to go through it, have him beer on me and stuff, and then about the dope and all that. And then I started talking about taking turns, wife and all that. And I think he knew at that point, the only reason he hit me in the back and just because he was behind me, you know, and whatever Corey tried to come at me, they, you know, like you said, they knew they had their hands full. So, but I don't know why, you know, they take turns, you know, with my wife or whatever.
You know your wife?
You know, yeah, they would have had to, you know. I know because when we bought our house, I lived next door.
Okay.
In 2009.
Okay.
But, you know, even me starting to go off, I hadn't grabbed that knife yet. It was like,
What kind of knife was it?
I don't remember.
A paring knife, a steak knife, a butcher knife? I mean, you'd been there for the whole weekend.
Right.
I would have thought you would have seen it laying there, whether it was on the counter or on the coffee table. I mean, I pay attention to things like that. I think we all do.
Yeah, but you're not sitting there smoking.
You know what, I get that. Yeah.
You know, I believe it was a lock blade I had asked Todd to sharpen for me. That he had told me earlier that day was down, I grabbed it there off the table.
Did you open it?
Well, it was already open.
You know what color it was? Sure not.
Yeah, it was pink. My favorite color, pink. Who'd you start fighting with first? It was Todd that hit me from behind. So I guess you would say him.
At what point did you get behind me?
Well, when they're sitting there, you know, it was like they were trying to get me to come up the way they was talking to me. And Todd had went from behind me to in front of me, from, you know, back and forth more than once. And he hit me with something. And that's why I grabbed him and threw him into Corey, because I seen Corey had something in his hand. I don't.
Did Corey say anything to you?
No. Once it started, no. I don't recall nothing being said.
How big was your knife?
It's just a regular, you know, rock blade.
Like 3-inch blade, 5-inch blade?
Say 3.
I mean, long as that pin?
Yeah.
Unfolded or folded?
Unfolded, it might have been, you know, yeah. No, that was it.
About a 5-inch blade maybe?
No.
3-inch blade maybe?
Yeah, I'd say 3.
What'd you do with it?
It's laying there somewhere.
No smell. Nothing. No smell.
It ain't laying. Okay.
I would have it. I probably would have showed it to you by now. But I have it. I don't have it. I want it. I want you to tell me where you put it.
I will talk to the person who gave me a ride to Columbus. Okay.
Every statement Marty makes is riddled with inconsistencies. Throughout the interrogation, Marty gives no clue about who this mysterious fourth person was, and nor does he clarify what sparked the violence. Would Marty's so-called dumbness protect him from the face of justice? On March 13, 2024, Marty pleaded guilty to 1 count of murder and 1 count of voluntary manslaughter. His plea deal was accepted as of March 14, 2024, and Marty has yet to receive his sentencing in 2025. Marty might receive 15 years to life in prison for the murder conviction and an additional 11 to 16 and a half years in prison for voluntary manslaughter, to be served consecutively.
Step on my property. Do not step on my property. Get off my property.
What was your point when you stabbed him?
To defend myself on my own property. And if he's on my property, he doesn't have the right to be on my property. Does he?
This is 51-year-old Brian Harry Chelberg. In a heated parking dispute, he stabbed 26-year-old Arnell Jermel Stewart, and shockingly, he walked away without serving a single day in prison. The evidence is clear. The police have everything in place, and just when justice seems certain, Brian manages to get away. The question is, how?
Could you have just let him
I could have. I probably could have. But how many times?
On December 2nd, 2021, East Lawson Avenue erupted into chaos. AJ stepped out of his SUV and Brian confronted him near the curb. Words were exchanged and a heated argument ensued. AJ swung a punch, Brian retaliated, and the confrontation quickly escalated. Metal flashed in Brian's hand and a steel pipe swung with lethal force. AJ stumbled, tried to defend himself, but the pipe struck, piercing his chest. Detectives later traced Brian's movements and brought him in for an interrogation. Meanwhile, AJ fought for his life in the hospital.
From the beginning here, you live at 1747 Street, right?
An old fire station.
At the old fire station?
Yep. Bought it about 7 years ago.
Is it a whole house?
Yeah. I live there.
I mean, it's not like multiple apartments or anything like that?
It's just me.
Okay.
Single person. I'll show you photos, but.
You've lived there how long?
About 7 years, 6, 7 years.
And you own it?
Yes.
Okay. So it's a fire station that faces on 7th Street?
Yes. Plant room is on the side.
Fire was on the side,
Yep.
and then do you have
Alley.
alley,
Yep.
and then do you have a parking lot in the back?
Yep, parking on actually the whole east side is the whole parking lot.
Parking on the east side?
Well, it's a yard, my yard.
But parking lot in the rear?
Well, there's enough room for parking, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's sort of, I mean, if you look at a map or whatever, it's easy to see.
Okay.
There's parking.
So sorry, I write a lot of stuff down because I don't want to forget, and I may ask you the same questions, but.
And there's also 3 signs right there: no trespassing, no parking, private property.
So you have 3 signs
Yes,
that say no trespassing?
no parking and private property.
Brian's frustration runs deep. Years of strangers treating his private driveway like a free-for-all. As a Navy veteran, he's expected to show restraint, not rage. To Brian, property was deeply personal, almost sacred. But the question is, what snapped in a man trained to stay composed?
This guy you got the altercation with?
Yes.
And he said I have to get my vehicle?
Well, he goes, oh, I actually asked him 3-4 times. I said, can you stay off my property? He keeps on coming, I said, get off my property. Kept on approaching. He goes, what about my truck, or my truck, or, vehicle, or whatever, car? I said, it's on my property. I said, there's 3 signs right here: no trespassing, no parking, private property.
Okay, 1 second.
Yep.
Alright, and just like I said, my memory's bad, so he keeps approaching.
Yep.
And you said it's right here, it's on my property.
I said, there's a sign here: no parking, no trespassing, whatever. I said, I called the cops, I called the tow truck people are on the way. He literally just reached back and just clocked me, probably 4 or 5 times. Oh, actually, sorry. Before that, he goes, something here.
And here come the racial slurs. The CCTV shows AJ hurling them, the words sharp and ugly in the air. Beneath the violence of language lies a darker layer still. The act that followed was far more brutal than words could ever be.
So at that time, he punches you, a bunch of times to take it out.
I started trying to back away, and he used to keep on hitting me. I'm like,
where'd you hit him with it,
lower stomach.
Okay.
He hit me one more time, and I fell back on the rock pile. And dropped the pipe into the rocks, and the officers were trying to find out, I don't know if they did or not.
Okay. So you hit him with the gun, then he punched you one more time?
Yep. And then that's when I actually was able to pick my phone up, and because I had 911 on the phone already.
Boy, once he punched you, again after he got you hit him only one time?
One time.
And you fell back?
After he hit me this last time.
You fall on the ground or what?
Yeah, I fell on the ground behind me.
Okay, and where did he go at this time?
He went to the right. That's all. He went out to the street. And then after that, and he went to, as I was picking the phone up.
So you dropped your phone, you said?
Well, I dropped the phone as it hit me. I had 911 on the phone. Right as he called me, I think is when I actually had dialed it.
So you dropped the phone, so you dialed it while
the verbal altercation.
Did anybody answer, do you know?
It was on, when I picked it up, there was.
Okay. So the phone falls.
Yep.
Runs.
Glasses are somewhere. I don't know where the glasses went, but.
Okay.
He
And
runs to the
what
right.
did he do at that point?
He walked out to the right, and then he went down the alley back to said residence. And then at that time, I'm talking to 911, and right after, I mean, not even seconds, 2 people come running down the alley.
Wait, so you picked up the phone and there was an operator on there?
Yes. And I said, I need somebody here now. Gave him my address.
Okay. And what'd you tell him happened?
That I got assaulted and I need somebody here. I didn't know to what point if I had injured him or not. You know, I didn't know. He walked away. I would assume, but.
But you knew you stabbed him?
I had tried. I guess you'd have to ask him that.
Brian speaks with remarkable confidence, twisting the story as if he's the victim, keeping his entitlement intact. His words mask the brutality of his actions, but the facts remain undeniable. He chose violence. Nothing justifies his resort to violence. And now the question is not why it happened, but what will finally hold him accountable.
What was your point when you stabbed him?
To defend myself on my own property.
Okay.
Because I really don't want another concussion.
Okay. So you tell them that, and then what do you do from there?
And he went down the alley back to the residence.
Yeah.
As I'm talking to the operator, telecoms operator, whatever, 2 individuals come down the alley, and I close my door and lock it.
So you go inside your house?
Yep. I didn't want nothing to do with them.
So you see 2 people?
Yep. Approaching. So I don't know if he was hurt that bad, if he was coming back.
Right.
You know, I mean.
Okay.
And then that's when I was talking to the operator inside. And she says they're on their way. And then I was gonna head upstairs, I seen, not even, 2 minutes later, whatever, I had seen the lights out front. Actually, the tow truck driver called me, said, hey, I'm here. I peeked out the door, and I said, I have to wait inside right now. I was that terrified. I didn't know what the other individuals were going to do. But the tow truck driver was there. I said, as soon as the police are here, I'll come out. I went to the front of the building, seen the flashing lights. I came out, ran into the tow truck driver guy, then went to the front of my house and literally talked to, Chad, I don't remember his last name, the officer in charge or whatever, and he took my keys, took my phone, took my wallet, patted me down, and put me in the back of the car.
Okay. So you came out and talked to them, the cops from there out front, and told them what happened.
Yep.
Okay.
And there was a slew of them.
Yeah. And then they tell you what, you told them what happened exactly, what you just told me?
Yep. The Chad, I don't know his last name, I'm sorry.
Okay.
The only reason I know his first name is because I heard the other guy and asked him.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm just trying to protect myself. I go to I'm 100% disabled vet. I go to the VA on a weekly basis for medical conditions that I have.
The motive Brian offers for stabbing AJ feels trivial, yet he presents it with conviction. Many veterans do suffer from PTSD, and some can react explosively to seemingly minor provocations. Still, that cannot excuse the sheer violence of driving a blade into someone. Brian frames it as self-preservation, but the narrative only weakens his defense.
I mean, honestly, yeah, it's a tough situation because we found out that he had passed.
Okay.
So.
No, it's really tough.
Yeah. Sorry, it was a lot of stress for you too. Seriously, Brian, I apologize. I mean, I kind of explain like what I could see happening here, like as far as what the process is. Before I do that, is there anything else that you think of that maybe I missed or that would have happened? What do you mean by it?
I'm just trying to recall it.
Right. I know you didn't want this to happen, so you know, I'm just trying to figure it out. But.
I don't think you can't do anything right now.
Okay.
Sorry, it's
okay.
A little
So, from my experience in this in the past, okay, I had to make sure that we understood everything that happened, okay? Yep. And like I said, they'll go through all the video that they have out there. And one of the things that we're going to have to do, though, is we can't make the determination by ourselves whether what happens with you right now, okay? Other than the fact that someone's dead, right? And you got to solve it, okay? But I have to do right by him just as much as I have to do right by you.
I understand that.
So I'll take pictures. I'm going to have him take some pictures and stuff like that. I'm assuming, you know, if he touched you, your clothes, we'll get your clothing and stuff like that.
Push me.
Right. But that's what I mean.
And then, like I said, right here, and then right here.
Okay.
So
I'll have some photos of that. We'll have to get your clothing. Okay. And then what we'll end up doing is we'll work through the night on this, and we'll talk to a county attorney in the morning. Okay. At your house, or it sounds like the thing was outside. You have a permit to carry too, you said? Yeah. And you do have weapons in your house?
I do.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah. Weapons, I mean firearms? Okay. But you have a permit to carry? So.
Yeah, and I could have easily went back in and got that, but I chose not to.
Right.
Like I said, yeah, if you just come in and say, hey, I'm sorry, I'll move it, fine.
Right.
When they attack me, I have to defend myself.
You said you have, do you have guns in the house? Like guns by the door or anything like that?
I locked away.
Okay, you locked away guns. Okay. All right. Make sure I make that down too.
Brian sticks to his claims of self-defense like a lifeline in a game show. What's unsettling is how casually he says that he could have brought a gun instead, but chose not to, as if that somehow earns him credit. But a death is a death. Whether by bullet or blade, the result is the same. A young man lost forever. Brian's trial in March 2023 lasted 3 days. Prosecutors said he escalated a parking dispute, used racial slurs, and started the fight. The defense cited self-defense, his Navy background, and his health. Though found guilty of second-degree unintentional murder, he avoided prison time. He was sentenced to 364 days in the Ramsey County Workhouse, eligible for work release or electronic home monitoring, placed on 10 years probation, ordered to pay restitution, and perform community service.